Hello, and thanks for joining me. My name is Sara Fithian. I'm a kindergarten teacher at Hebron Elementary with the EVSC. I'm so glad that you've tuned in today to join me for my math lesson. In the past, I've done some lessons on addition and some on subtraction, and today we're going to combine the two and show how we can differentiate between, are we supposed to add these numbers or subtract? So, before we kick it off, I have to get a couple of my wiggles out and take a few deep breaths. So if you'd like to join me, you can. I'm going to start off with some arm circles. I like to start with 5 forward and 5 backward, and then I'll tell you what to do from there. So stand up with me and arms out. And here we go, 5 nice arm circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very nice. Now before I keep going, I'm going to do about 10 more forward and 10 backward. You can decide if you want to do that with me, or you can use this time to gather a few supplies. It might be helpful to have 10 objects. They don't have to be the same. They could be some socks or some toy cars or some Legos or other blocks or marbles, and then maybe some paper and pencil. If you don't have that, that's fine. We'll be doing some of these examples together. All right, so here's your time to gather supplies or do some more arm circles with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 10 more backward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very nice. All right, if you've been with me before, you also know about breathing with Mr. Starfish. If this is your first time joining me, take out one of your hands, and this is Mr. Starfish. You can say hello. Now, what I like to do is use Mr. Starfish to help me get calm and ready to learn. He's also very helpful because he's always with you, and if you find yourself feeling anxious or nervous or just need a break, this is a great technique for you to use. So I like to hold up Mr. Starfish with one hand, and with the pointer of my other hand, I'm going to trace the fingers or arms of our starfish and take some deep breaths. When you're breathing, it's important to try to puff out your belly and take your breath from deep down rather than a shallow breath from right up top. As I trace my thumb up, we're going to be breathing in. We will pause at the top of our finger and exhale or breathe out as we trace down. Same thing for the rest of our arms or fingers. Here we go. Let's get started. Breathing in and pause and out. Breathe in, 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 pause and out. Very nice. Are you calm? I'm calm. All right, so like I said, today's lesson is going to be on looking at both addition and subtraction and how are they related. One thing I've noticed over the years while teaching this is that often we have a misconception or we don't understand that addition and subtraction are actually related. Much like other opposites such as day and night, wrong and right, up and down, addition and subtraction can be opposites. They go together, and we're going to see that today. Before we do, I'd like to show you this very short clip from Harry Kindergarten's YouTube channel on addition and subtraction.
Every kid should know that adding means to put together. Subtracting, that means to take away. Let's sing about that. Add means put together, subtract means take away. Plus means put together, minus means take away. We're going to say a story today about adding together. Once upon a time, there were 3 frogs. Then 2 more came to join them. How many frogs were there all together? Let's see. We could count all those frogs that came along. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, so 3 plus 2 equals 5. When I add, I put frogs together. Why don't we try a subtraction story this time? Once upon a time, there were 9 chickens. 1 chicken went away. Yeah, they put him in a box and they took him away. Well, how many chickens were left over on the farm? Well, I know I started with 9 chickens. And I know if I subtract subtract 1, that means I'm going to go one number before 9. Let's see what that number is. Oh, that's right, that's the number 8. So 9 minus 1 equals 8. When I subtract, I take chickens away. Add means put together, subtract means take away. Plus means put together, minus means take away. So let's try to get this straight now. Addition means getting more of something. Subtraction means getting less of something. Why don't we sing about it one more time? Add means put together, subtract means take away. Plus means put together, minus means take away.
Okay, another wonderful video from Harry Kindergarten helping us with our math concept. So as you saw, adding is putting together and subtracting is taking away. Now, as we go through some slides here in just a moment with some story problems, which we know are just some little stories with math problems stuck inside, we're going to see exactly how addition and subtraction can be related. So let's jump right in and take a look before we explain further. So let's look at our first problem. Now I'm not going to give you a heads up on whether this is addition or subtraction just yet. I want you to use what you know. So listen to me read it first because that's our first step. And then I'm going to give you time to think about if you think we are putting things together or taking them apart. Here we go. I have 4 pencils. My friend has 5 pencils. How many pencils do we have altogether? Let's take a few moments. Listen to that one more time, and then you at home yell out as loud as you can what you think we're going to do, add or subtract. I have 4 pencils. My friend has 5 pencils. How many pencils do we have altogether? I'm going to get my board ready while you think about the problem. I already heard someone say it. You're right, we are adding today with this problem. The second step we know is to circle the numbers and highlight some of the important information. So let's do that. I have 4 pencils and my friend has 5 pencils. How many pencils do we have, and here's our key word, all together? Now, we know once we've identified our numbers or number words and our keyword, we're ready to start drawing our picture. Again today, let's use some circles as counters to help us illustrate our problem. So we started with 4 pencils, so here's my first group. Now that I know I'm adding, I know I need to take my 2 groups and join them together. So I will go ahead and draw this second part or number. The second number was 5. And what's that symbol I can use in the middle to show me that I am adding? Very good. It's the addition sign or the plus sign. Now I told you in the beginning that I like to circle my problem to show the act of joining. So you could choose to do that. And let's count them all together, just like this word tells us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So my answer is 9. Now we know there's that 4th step. We can really push our brains and challenge ourselves to write our number sentence or our equation. So let's go ahead and do that. I take my first number, which was 4, and write it below the picture. I'm going to use the same addition sign. My second group or part was 5. I bring my equal sign, which shows me that the value on this side will be the same as the value on this side, and the answer was 9. Remembering back that the answer in an addition problem is a sum, and you may have heard that before in one of our videos, we will talk about difference when we get to a subtraction problem. Now, I'm kind of giving that away. We're going to take this exact same problem and flip the words and make it a subtraction problem. So check this out. All right, this time our problem says there are 9 pencils in the desk. I take 4 pencils. how many pencils are left? Let's go through the steps, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about how these two problems are related, other than being just about pencils. There are 9 pencils in the desk. I take 4 pencils. How many pencils are left? Now again, I like to also really highlight this word because I am taking 4 of them. That's the action of removing them from the large group. Let's draw our picture. The larger number, my first group or the whole, is 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And how many am I taking away? Excellent, 4. So let's mark those out. I like to just use a big X. 1, 2, 3, 4. And circle how many are left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My dot did not show up. Okay, so let's turn this into that last step by pushing our brains and drawing or writing the equation. So we started with how many? 9. I kind of gave that one away, didn't I? We're going to take away, so we're going to switch our sign. We don't want to use the plus because that tells our brain, hey, we're joining, we're adding. We want to use the minus. We're taking away. And how many did we take away? Just yell it out. Right, 4. 9 minus 4, our equal sign, and we said that there were 5 left. Now, I told you these two problems were related, other than the fact that they were about pencils. I'm going to go to the next slide and show you these are the 2 equations or number sentences we were using. In the first problem, it was 4 pencils plus 5 more, and we had 9. And in the subtraction problem I just did, we started with 9 pencils. I took 4 away, and there were 5 left. What do you notice about those 2 math sentences? Take a few seconds. Okay. Yes, I've heard a couple different things from you. The first thing that you noticed is they all have the same numbers. 9, 4, and 5, and that's exactly right. Let's switch colors here. I also heard someone say they both have an equal sign, and you're exactly right. Now I'm going to go back to the first notice that you had about the numbers. In class or at home or on another video, you might have heard about number bonds or fact families. Now this is something new. I've been teaching quite a while, and number bonds was something that I was just learning about in the past year or so. So let's talk here about number bonds. You can see this bond a couple different ways. It might look like this with the hole at the top and the 2 parts at the bottom. You could also see it like this with the hole and the parts this way on the side, or even the opposite of these two, where the 2 parts are here and the holes at the bottom, or the holes on the right. Doesn't really matter. I chose this way for today. So let's take one of these, it doesn't really matter, and put the numbers in the correct spot to really see how addition and subtraction are related. Let's just start with the first one. 4 plus 5 equals 9. I have 2 parts in that number sentence, a 4 and a 5. So I'm going to bring these numbers over here, 4 and 5. When I add the 4 and 5 together, what whole or larger number does it give me? 9, just like what you helped me do on the slide. 9. Now, using this same number bond, I have this equation represented as well. In this one, I started with 9 as my whole, 9. I took away 4 and was left with another part, 5. 9, take away 4, you're left with 5. Do you see how they're somewhat related? Let's do another one and see if we can practice again. Okay, new problem. Dad gives our dog 3 treats. I give our dog 4 more treats. How many treats did our dog eat? Get in all. Let's go through and circle the numbers and highlight the words. Dad gives our dog, just kidding. Just a second, new board. Here we go. Okay, Dad gives our dog 3 treats. Now, let's see if I can get this right. Now let's write on the board. 3 treats. I give our dog 4 more treats. How many treats did our dog get in all? There's those key words, okay? Now let's draw our picture. Dad gives our dog 3 treats. Here's our first part. I give our dog 4 more. I can join those together, draw my circle, and what's the answer? 7, very nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's go ahead and put our number sentence or equation down so we can use that for the next slide. 3 plus 4 equals 7. All right, now let's flip that. Let's use the same problem or same general problem and flip to a subtraction. There are 7 bones in the treat jar. I gave the dog 4 treats. How many treats are left? So if we circle our words, 7 bones in the treat jar. I gave our dog 4 treats. How many treats are left? And again, I really like to highlight that word gave. That's the action of giving away part of my group. Let's go ahead and draw our picture. We started with 7. That's our larger number, so that's the only picture we will draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I know I'm taking away, so when I take away, I use my X, and I'm going to X out 4 treats. These are the 4 dog treats that I took from the jar and gave to the dog, and how many are left? 3. Okay, now let's write this number sentence. 7 minus, to show taking away those 4, equals 3. Now, let's watch how those 2 number sentences fit in here. Let's look at the first one again. 3 plus 4 equals 7. I want to transfer those numbers or move those numbers into my number bond. I like to start with the whole, so let's see what the whole was here. The larger number was my 7. So I'm just going to bring him all the way over here, 7. And then I had 2 parts, 3 and 4. Very nice. So I'm just going to bring those, 3 and 4. Now let me show you another way with these number bonds. Let's draw it this way, another way you may have seen it. And let's try this one. 7 minus 4 equals 3. In a subtraction sentence, I start with my whole, or the larger number. So again, that's 7. And we see that it was 7 here also. Minus 4, so that's one of my parts that I was subtracting. And I'm left with the other part, 3. Now if you look, 7 is the whole in both examples, or number bonds, and 3 and 4 are the 2 parts. Now, really, I could add in, let's change colors. I could show you that instead of 3 plus 4 equals 7, I could even give you 4 plus 3 equals 7 and flip these 2 numbers. It really doesn't matter the order that I add them in. I'll show you later with my puppets that I brought back today, but it doesn't matter if we're adding one part and then the next part or flip them. As long as the numbers are the same, our answer will still be the same. All right, let's try one more example. All right, there are 0 boys playing basketball in the gym. 5 girls come to play basketball in the gym. How many kids are playing basketball now? Let's go back, circle our numbers, and highlight our important words. There are 0 boys playing basketball in the gym. 5 girls come to play basketball in the gym. How many kids are playing basketball now? So let's go ahead and draw our picture. 0 boys. So am I going to draw any counters? No, not at all. And how many girls join them? 5. And that's all I have. So I'm going to circle my answer, and it is 5. Now, zeros can be a little tricky, but let's go ahead and put this into our number form, into our sentence. So 0 was my first group. I'm adding because I've seen my keyword. And how many did we add? Fabulous, 5. And then my answer is 5, just what we've seen here. We're going to hold on to that equation and put it in one of our slides in just a moment. Let's use the same scenario or same problem, but flip it around and do subtraction. So this time, there are 5 basketballs in the gym. 5 girls take a basketball. How many basketballs are left for the boys? Same thing, let's go through and circle those numbers. There are 5 basketballs in the gym. 5 girls, oh, I like this word, take, I can really envision them taking that away and separating that group. How many basketballs are left for the boys? Let's draw our picture. We started with how many basketballs in the gym? Excellent, 5. And how many basketballs did the girls take away? 5. So let's take those away by Xing them out. And boys and girls at home, how many basketballs are left? That's right, 0. So our equation would look like this. We started with 5. We took away, that's where we use that minus sign, 5. And we were left with 0. Okay. Now, same problems or same numbers were used in both addition and subtraction. So we can see that 0 plus 5, our 2 parts were 0 and 5. So oops, I almost made the same mistake. Our 2 parts were 0 and 5. That's a sloppy 0. That's even better, 0 and 5. And then the whole, that larger number, was 5. Same thing here. In the subtraction, I started with 5, my larger number, and then my parts were still 5 and 0. All right, I told you I was going to use the puppets for one more example, so let's do that. I'm going to show you how it does not matter our order when we are using these numbers in our number bonds. So let's start simple. Let's just use these 6. All right? So I have 6 puppets here. All right? Let's count just one more time together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? I'm going to use that as part of my number bond as the larger number. But I want to start off with addition because to me it's just a little easier. So let's break this into a group. Let's say that I wanted to add these 2 numbers together, these parts. So let's see how many's in the first group. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. And in the second group, 1, 2. Now I know when I add them together, I join them, my answer is 6 because we had already counted that. But what if I put the 4 on this side and the 2 on this side? Let's see if it's still 6. 1, 2, plus 1, 2, 3, 4. If I join them together, do I still have 6? Yeah, I do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the same thing could be done for subtraction. Now, I wanted to leave you with just a couple quick problems. We're going to use our fingers. If you've watched me before, you know I like to end with using your hands because just like Mr. Starfish for calming down, we always have our fingers to help us with math up to 10. So let's move these puppets out of the way and do a couple quick problems. Now, I won't tell you if these are addition or subtraction, so you have to listen to the words and get your hands ready. There are 3 ants on a log. 5 more ants climb onto the log. How many ants are on the log now? Let's listen one more time. There are 3 ants on a log. 5 more ants climb onto the log. How many ants are on the log now? Now, if you heard those key words, more and now, that might tell you that we are going to be joining or adding. So let's use our hands for our 2 groups. There are 3 ants on a log. 5 more ants climb onto the log. How many ants are on the log now? So in addition, we'll bring those together and let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you said 8 at home or at least knew we were going to be adding, pat yourself on the back. All right, let's try another one. My brother has 4 puzzles. I also have 4 puzzles. How many puzzles do we have total? I already heard someone yell out that we would be adding. You're right. We have 4 puzzles for my brother, and I also have 4 puzzles, not 4 brothers. How many puzzles do we have total? That word total means we're putting those together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And one more problem. This one's a good one because it's about food. I made 10 cookies. I was pretty hungry and I ate 9 of the cookies. How many cookies do I have left? Very good. I already heard someone yell out subtraction or that we would be taking away, and you're right. If I use my hands to show that I had 10 cookies, they were probably chocolate chip, if I'm being honest. And I ate 9 of them. I'm going to take away 9 because that's the action of me eating them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How many do I have left? Just 1. Boys and girls, I hope that you saw how addition and subtraction are somewhat related and how they can be like opposites, just like day and night and left and right and up and down that we used before. Thank you for joining me again today. Parents, if you were tuning in or if you would like to receive credit for watching this today, today's keyword is moon, M-O-O-N. So you can send that in. Boys and girls, remember, you can extend this activity at home by grabbing 10 objects, doesn't matter what they are or if they're even the same. They could be puppets, Legos, blocks, quarters, shoes, anything you can find, up to 10, and have someone practice with you putting groups together and taking them apart. Thank you so much and have a great day.